Hello everyone, Roscoe Kyoto here on a beautiful Tuesday. Finally, no rain. It just rains all the time. It's a rainy season in Japan, what can you do? Just coming home from work, you're joining me on another Kyoto Commute. Episode number 4562. Or maybe just 2. Yeah, so excited. It's just such a nice day today. When the weather's nice, we feel nice. Make sure the key doesn't fall out, that's always good. It has happened before. Need to fix that. Close up the visor and the air holes, and let's start talking about stuff. Beer. Let's talk about beer. I love beer, and I had some nice beers with some good friends the other day. Actually, that does lead up to one point. Is living here in Japan, you have to say goodbye to a lot of friends. Why is that? Because many people here are simply here. One second. Simply here not permanently. It's just the way it is. People are here for a certain chapter in their lives. They're not from Japan. So I've witnessed a lot of that over the years and said goodbye to a lot of great people. Not goodbye, but I guess more of a until we meet again, whenever that is. Sometimes I have met people that have left. I have met them again later on, back in Vancouver, for example, or other parts in the US. But yes, we all said goodbye to a cycling friend of ours recently. He hasn't left Japan yet, but it was a farewell cycling ride, and a very good guy and a good cycling companion to all of us from Finland. Anyway, we enjoyed some beers after the ride and was thinking about beer. Love beer, love drinking beer. One thing for me though is that I have trouble drinking really hoppy IPAs, for example, with like bitter units of like 50 or through the roof or whatever. I think they're great beers to enjoy as one or two, but I just can't drink many of these super hoppy beers like back to back. I don't know how people do it. It seems to be a trend in for microbreweries to make really interesting hoppy beers, but I just can't drink a whole bunch of them, and that's just me. Maybe some other people can. Maybe they're designed just to be consumed a little bit and you mix it up with others. I don't know. Maybe I'm just strange, but I like one or two of those super hoppy beers and I just can't do it like, at all. So that's one thing I don't get. And when you go to these craft beer places, they sell a lot of these crazy beers, and they're really interesting. Let's see, which bus should I take? I'll be behind the one that's out of service. So when you go to these craft beer places, you order these really, really expensive beers. I'm going to open this visor because I have a bug on it. You order these really expensive beers that are extremely flavorful and perhaps very hoppy. I mean, they have a variety, of course. But I find I do like that, but it's like just here in Japan, you're ordering these beers that cost like $15 each or whatever it is. And you end up spending tons of money and just drinking these beers that just make you so full and just like oversaturated with flavor. I can't do it. I do it, but I'm not sit down with it. Okay, gonna make this right turn somehow. Keep it in first. Anyway, any news with you guys that are watching? Anything you'd like to share in the comments below? Something we can chat about? I'm all ears. I'm all keys. keyboard keys that I can respond to or type something. Back to beer. I love Stella Artois, or as they say, Stella Artois. That's not a horrible accent. I don't know how to say it in French or Flemish or whatever it is. But I do like that beer. Tastes delicious. I also like Kronenbourg 6064. And so I'm actually from Canada, and I guess, these days, I think the longer you live abroad, you end up not really being from anywhere, really. I'm a citizen of the world. Whatever that means. But it's just all the boundaries and borders start to mean less and less, it seems. But anyway, I do like the country, and I did used to live in Canada. And Canadian beer is really great because we have excellent water. I think that's what it is. That's what I tell people. We have excellent water, and we have the big brands like Labatt and Molson, and that kind of tastes like piss. But maybe all the big brands do everywhere in the world. But besides that, there are smaller breweries, of course, that make really good beer. Canadian beer is awesome. If you're ever in Canada, drink lots of beer. Enjoy. Or don't drink. That's also fine too. I think there are lots of great people who don't drink. I wish I was one of them. Who's a guy that doesn't drink? You know who doesn't drink? Is Ewan McGregor. He's a cool guy. Motorcyclist. He was in those documentaries like Long Way Round and Long Way Down. Seems like a really cool guy. If the internet is true, he's does not drink, and he's Scottish too. That's this is one of these Mitsubishi Delicas. Do you know what those are? Oh, yeah, please. Dozo. After you. Did you complete the whole change? You got it. There you go. You can tell by the hand position on the steering wheel this person is a little anxious. But yeah, it's a Mitsubishi Delica. It's like an off-road 4x4 minivan that Japan has been making for a while. And for some people in some countries, they export them. Because it's kind of like a novelty, kind of something interesting. Can hold people and things, and it's 4x4, like a van. I don't know. I've never driven one or been in one, but they seem kind of reliable. I love cars too, so I wonder if it's a good product. I have the feeling Toyota's better. It's a truck. Fuck it. It's a truck full of bamboo. Sorry, very sorry. It's kind of running the yellow-red there, but that's the one thing about Japan. One thing about riding in Japan is that people run the yellow-reds like with a distance that we wouldn't do in Western countries, in my opinion. It just kind of seems to be a cultural norm to really go for it, even though it's turning red. I think you got it, bud. I think you got it. I was, that's like a dog grooming shop, lots of those around. I was reading on the internet today about dogs. Just kind of wondering, I don't have any pets, and I was kind of thinking, what would be a nice dog to have as a pet? I don't know. You know what dog I really like? Are the Rhodesian Ridgebacks. I think they're beautiful dogs. A buddy of mine growing up, his name was Mike Pavel. It doesn't matter anyway. He had one when we were in 7th and 8th grade, and dog's name was Shaka, like Shaka Zulu, an African warlord. And it was a cool dog. They're just beautiful, muscular, short hair. I love the backwards growing fur that creates the ridge on its back. They were used to hunt lions in Africa. They didn't actually kill the lions, they just kind of hunted and tracked them. I'm not down with hunting lions, but that's what they were bred for. They're a cross between a Great Dane and some feral dogs that were native to Africa. Okay, bumpity bump, 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 bump. Oh. Just how it goes on this road here. This is the Gojo Bridge. Okay, let's talk about tires. Tires, very important. Without them, you're not really going anywhere. But one interesting thing, though, is that like the pressures really matter. Many of you, all of you probably know that, but the difference is with motorbikes, the correct tire pressure is really key because if it's warmer weather, as you ride, the warmer weather makes the tires expand, I think, and so if you're overinflated above the recommendations and you're riding in hot weather and carving up a lot of turns and canyons and mountain roads, then they get overinflated and they become kind of bouncy and lose grip. So you underinflate the tire pressure recommendations for hot weather or for like enthusiastic riding, and that's how that goes. And then the opposite of that is true for the winter. So got to keep on top of those pressures and see what's right for you and the weather and the riding conditions. Bicycles are kind of a different thing because you generally the feel is that you want to have them like lower pressure is just basically always better because it just provides a newly discovered better rolling resistance when they're just kind of softer. There's going to be a better grip for that in the wet, and yeah, so the trend is like bigger tires, fatter tires, and lower pressures. It used to kind of be the opposite. It used to be all about thin tires and inflated a lot, but in fact it reduces the rolling, it increases the rolling resistance, and it makes them I don't know, not as grippy, I think. Anyway, but for bicycles it doesn't really matter about like outside temperatures and how you're riding. It doesn't affect if they're going to expand or get bigger or not. It's just about having them lower and soft and less rolling resistance. But anyway, back to animals. Yeah, Rhodesian Ridgeback is such a beautiful dog, but I've never owned a dog. I never grew up with a dog, so the sources say it's just simply not recommended for first-time owners. But it would be cool. I love cats too, I gotta say. I'd love to get a cat. We'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, just give her, buddy. Yep, just pull over to the side of the road. You can do that in Japan. You just stop, put your hazard lights on. It's all good. Hazards, sorry, I'm stopping. There's some graffiti up there. Can you see that? Graffiti is really rare in Japan. Well, is it rare? I don't know. Compared to other places, I suppose it is. There's just not a lot of graffiti, and the fines for doing it, the repercussions and penalties are really severe. So, which I guess is true for a lot of crime in Japan, and people don't do it so much. But there are some taggers, some people who graffiti up some stuff. Yeah, the engine feels good today. They just paved all of this, repaved it. It's nice and smooth. The Toyota Velfire. I was talking about this the other day with a friend. It kind of sounds like a Hellfire. Toyota Hellfire! Car names are funny. It's like motorbike names are all numbers and letters. Like this is an FZR 400RR. And when is it going to be where like motorbikes have names? Like, well, this sometimes do, I guess, like a Fireblade or Hayabusa, that's the name. But it's always like, you know, NSR or VFR or FZR or R6 or R1 or, you know, MT09. I mean, they make sense. I know what the bikes are, nice bikes, but it's never really a name. Why don't we do the names? I wonder why that is. Must be a reason. Oh, but a lot of German cars do that too, E320. Such a nice day today. I just want to go home, have a beer on the deck. It's basically the motivation and the thinking at the moment. This bike rolled over to 20,000 kilometers the other day. That's quite a feat. Yeah, so I have like this blue thing on the key ring because, you know, the ignition thing is old. And I don't know, I just need to clean it out probably, or replace it. But I was going over some rough road one time, and I have like my gas tank key on the same loop, and anyway, so it flew off, and like I looked down, and all of a sudden, like, I didn't have any keys in the ignition. Of course, the bike was still running, but no keys in the in the bike, so can't turn it off. Well, I can, but anyway. So that sucked, and then so I immediately turned around and started tracing my steps. And found the keys on the road, picked it up, and it really sucked because I was on my way to get gas on my way to work, so I didn't have the gas tank key on me. So anyway, it's just such a mess. So now I got the keys back, but now they're tied around this thing because I guess that's better. Nice. Are you enjoying your Porsche? Good. Happy smiles. Bumpity bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump. The seat is jumping off the seat here. Keeping nice and loose, it's just the road's crazy. And probably the suspension setup on this bike is screwed. That's very kind. You have lots of room. So are you guys enjoying wearing masks these days? I'm not. I'm so sick of the mask thing. Definitely want to wear one. That's just me. But I wear one no problem. But just I relish the day when I don't have to wear them anymore. Especially as the weather gets hot and humid. Shit was a cop. But there are some people who should probably continue wearing the masks, you know, the really ugly people. Sorry, it's a bad joke. We're all beautiful. We're all beautiful. You know how it is, but I mean, you know, it's really hard to, especially in Japan, I really struggle sometimes to recognize people, as maybe Japanese struggle to recognize foreign people with our masks on. Maybe we all look the same in that regard, you know. All I'm saying is it's tricky. It's hard out there for us to kind of know who's who sometimes, and to know how people are reacting and feeling and expressing themselves because we got the stupid mask on. And I can't breathe very well with it. I mean, well, I can breathe fine, I suppose, but I'd rather be breathing without it on. Oh, my mom won... Oh, that's a nice car. My mom won $1,000 in the lottery last week. It's incredible. And ooh, nice Alfa Romeo. Really incredible. I mean, the odds of winning $1,000 in the lottery, I don't know. Well, statistically, we have a better chance of being in an airline crash than winning the lottery, right? I think that's true. I don't know. I'm just a monkey on a bike, but that seems like it'd be right. And yet, and so we take airplanes all the time, not betting on crashing, but then we all play the lottery because you never know. Oh, look at this wonderful mountain views. I don't know if it comes off well with the GoPro, but it's nice. I love mountains. Living in Vancouver, I used to love them. That is a Nissan Skyline GTR. You gotta love those ones. Living in Japan, I actually went to the release of that car at the Osaka Motor Show. I think, yeah, they had the Tokyo Motor Show and the Osaka one. It's when they released it, that newer version of the Nissan Skyline GTR. This road is pays my chiropractor a lot of money, and yeah, it was cool. It was like 2006 or 2007, whenever it was. Watch this. Crazy road. Yeah, it was a cool event when they released that car. It's such a cool car. It cost 8 million yen when it came out. Something like that. 80 grand US. And yeah. But they've canceled the Tokyo Motor Show this year, 2021, because of COVID, obviously. And so that's kind of a funny thing, because that show draws like I mean, I think it usually draws about 1 million people. So they canceled that with good reason, but the Olympics, which is going to draw about, 90,000 people without spectators, still on. We'll see how it goes. It gets old talking about that. Anyway, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for riding with me, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye!